I would put it on, oh, well, it might be too late. No, no, we'll roll with it. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Uh, we are going to continue to get comfortable with talking and sharing on camera. And to do that, we're just going to, you guessed it, talk and share. No, really. Our goal is to come to a place of comfort in sharing. I think there's a lot of things within us that we're afraid of. We don't want to reveal. We want to hide, and um, and so my thought is if I just start talking and keep talking, if I have to sit here and do an autobiography for however long it takes, that's what I'll do because I figure if I get to that place where I run out of things to say, or if we start identifying, this is fake, he's hiding something, then we'll all reveal that together. And so that's what we're here to do. And primarily because I'm an artist, and one of the things that I think is lacking um, in a lot of art is a message. And we have, I think, especially when it comes to pottery, because in pottery we want to treat it like a craft, and art, uh, crafting is an art. But I think, and you can have fine craft, but fine art, it dives into some deeper areas, which I don't intend to get into at this moment. But but I think one of the elements of art and craft is the message, and and I think that in pottery we tend to treat it. It just doesn't seem to want to break out of the craft and into the arts, and it's like, well, how can we do that except by bringing a message? And um, and I think that it's a fairly weak message when craft when we talk about the elements of clay and how it moves and how it cracks and how it tears and how the material, does something new under a different situation, and how we add something to it, and we get our own little unique character or characteristics. Uh, I think, I think that that's all well and good, but the cracking of clay is not solving the issues of the heart, right? Um, and maybe it'll take an artist to find out how the cracking of clay can, touch the issues of the heart. But where's the message? Where's the message in what we do that connects with someone? Because we see all day long on social media how there's millions of artists doing millions of things to millions of different materials, and we just have become so overloaded with it that we scroll through these really beautiful and intrinsic things, and ideas that people are having, because we're not able to we're not able to get the message across. And you can make really beautiful things, and you're just another swipe. You're another swipe. And so every time I think of sharing my artwork and every time I think of making a post, I just see how meaningless it is, you know, and to myself and to all the other artists out there, uh, what they're doing with their material, it means something to them, and they're doing, we're all doing our best to share that. But for me, the meaning of my work is not found in, um, it's not found in my skill to manipulate. It's it's found in a deeper connection. It's found in the deeper connection of a creator and created relationship, right? Like, I sit here in my studio and I make things and I create things, uh, and by chance, I am making work for a company who asked me to make cups, little cups. And like a lot of the artists, and back in the day, don't try to catch me starting to quote art history, but many artists were forced into doing artwork, um, from patrons that maybe they didn't agree with their message, right? They were painting religious art, and all they wanted to do was share the skills and the techniques, of what they could, of what they wanted to create, but they couldn't because they had to make a living. And and so what do we have? We have artwork that shares the message of the patron, and I feel like I'm losing my idea. Let me see if I can re-find it. When you talk off the cuff, uh, you have to be you have to be very close to your thought, and I think that is that idea of authenticity. That if you start getting too far away from the present moment, and you start speaking faster than you're thinking, then you get overwhelmed and you start losing your place. But a lot of famous artists were not painting maybe what they wanted to paint, wanted to work in. Um, they had to because the patrons that were funding the work were saying, you need to paint these things. And that's right. Okay. So, that didn't keep them from creating their artwork, from expressing their artwork. Yes, uh, the message of what was being paid for was there, but just as much as they had promoted that, they also were able to promote their own message within their artworks, and and to showcase their own skills, of material, and so that, when I came in to do this work, for Top Drawer, and they asked me to make these cups. Yes, I didn't want to make cups. I did want to make something, but I needed a job. I needed to bring in money to make my work. And so I had said, okay, I can make these cups, but I need to maintain my own identity. And the mission of my work was a mission of identity and individual, um, creations. And so even though I began making cups for them, I kept I kept this notion of every cup is going to retain its own unique identity. And so I'd created a process in which each piece was able to stand on its own no matter what. And so that created this. So as these things developed, it created this notion of um, this. I began to see this notion of a creator and a created relationship because these things can't make themselves. There's no world um, where this cup comes to life on its own. And so it was in that I began really seeing a sense of of my relationship with my God, because um, I don't know. I don't know. I might be trying to go too far in any particular ramble, and so we can always step back. But I think that there's a message within all of this, and it means something to me, and I want to share that. And I don't know how it's going to come out, but I I really feel like as much as I've tried to talk about the clay and the form and the uniqueness of them, it just keeps getting so bland and boring. And I just go, what do I want to share? Like, I can make really great content as I've done. I can get online and edit these videos, edit the hell out of these videos and make, and get a handful of likes and thumbs up. And if I do that for, enough years, like, maybe I'll find a group of people that like this process. But for me, the meaning and the message behind um, how this work comes to life and how these pieces receive identity intrinsically and also uh, individually, then that's what I want to share. That's what really means something to me. And if it takes the risk of putting myself out there and saying these things for the first time, finding new words and new expressions for the first time, uh, I I want to do it. I'm gonna do it, and uh, and that's uh, and that's where I am setting out to go. So, anyways, I'm gonna be sharing a lot over the next, uh, well, hopefully for the rest of my life. But we're gonna try to create a process of coming online, coming onto this channel, sharing what I do and the meaning behind my work, from these little cups all the way up to my sculptures, which up until now I have barely shared. And I don't know why, I don't know where it comes from, but I make really good work, and I'm terrified to even take a picture of it and share it online. And I don't know what that is, right? Like, we all have trauma that we come across in life, and it just shows up one day in the form of a cage, and next thing you know, we can't get out of it. And uh, but my father, as I've said many times, my father said, face your fears, because you don't want to live in a cage and you don't want to live in fear. And and uh, and you certainly don't want to fear people. And so we're setting out on this journey to share our art, to share our message, and we're gonna add that into to this process however we can. And we're just gonna let the cards fall where they are, where they may. And so we're going to be learning how to transition within this framework, and I think right now what we're going to do is we're going to see how the markers work, because we're going to punch our little marker, and we're going to see if we can move into maybe doing something else. Maybe we'll throw a few pieces, and I know I've got about 10 pieces back here to trim. So thank y'all for being here. We're just gonna try to learn how to relax, how to share, how to talk, how to get our message out, because that means more to me than than a lot of things. All right. So Leela, what do we want to do? Did you punch the marker?
Only once, because I forgot.
You forgot what?
To punch the marker.
Well, you only need to punch it once right now.
Okay. Well, I already did a few minutes ago.
Oh, well, you can punch it now.
Okay.
But since we're at the end. And
We'll see what happens.
what do you want to do next? We could try our new microphone and play a song.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to get the audio switched over in the program, and then I will get the mic.
Sure.
We got a new mic set up, and because these little mics will not pick up a guitar for some reason. So I'm gonna cut this one off.
I've had very views today, just so you know.
That's fun. I don't care.
All right.
I don't care. We're just gonna keep sharing. I don't know about views and algorithms, and quite frankly, don't want to know. I would rather build something real than something big and fake. Gotta be you. All right.
Okay. So the first thing I should do is plug in the mic and then turn it on. Question.
I will do this mic.
Okay.
You just get the software switched over.
Okay. So it's okay to switch it over before you turn it on.
I think so.
It's like people need to know that these birds are real. These are not recorded birds. They're
Real
beautiful.
birds. All right, so how does that sound? I'll put these up.
Sounds like chimes.
Mm-hmm.
Ceramic chimes. All right, music ready.
Okay.
Want to give an intro to the music?
I'm trying to think of what I should play.
How about I wish?
I think we'll get there. I mean, I was thinking I could either do that song every day for 30 days, like every day during this time, because I feel like it is part of that message. But then I also was like, I feel like that could get really old. I don't think it would get old, but it would get. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. Um, yeah, no, we'll pick something different. Tabs, my tabs, playlist. Mm. All right, we will try. See, as soon as you start trying to be perfect, then you mess up. Life lesson, don't be perfect. All right, there's a song by Red Grammar. I was asked to play this at a health retreat, um, and it had a huge impact at the retreat. There was a lot of people there that were very sick, and they asked me to play it, and then it turned out to be our theme song for the rest of the week, and then at the end of the week we'd performed it for the next class coming in. But since then, every time I play it, people seem to really like it. So this is See Me Beautiful by Red Grammar. See me beautiful, look for the best in me. It's what I really am, it's what I want to be. It may take some time, it may be hard to find. See me beautiful. See me beautiful each and every day. Could you take a chance, maybe find a way to see me shining through in everything I do, and see me beautiful. And that's it, and then he sings it twice. See me beautiful, look for the best in me. It's what I really am, it's all I want to be. It may take some time, it may be hard to find. See me beautiful. See me beautiful each and every day. Could you take a chance, maybe find a way, see me shining through in everything I do, and see me beautiful. All right. Be beautiful. You are beautiful in everything you do. I tell Leela that she is the best that she can be right now. We are all the best that we absolutely can be right now in this moment. And all we have to do is just continue to progress forward, desiring to be better. And it's that simple. You can accept yourself right now, no matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you carry, what you like, what you don't like about yourself. You are the best you are, the best you can be right now. So, all right, what is our next step?
Well, we've got some markers.
Nice.
You sang a song.
Nice markers. Sung our first song.
You could bring those cups back and
Our
talk about what they're beautiful for.
Our first song on YouTube. I did sing one the other day, but nobody was there to watch. I don't know. I think that we could get some work done, because we have not gotten any work done in a long time. So how about we transition to the wheel, and I'll throw some cups, and then maybe we'll trim some cups.
Okay.
And what time is it?
11 o'clock.
Yeah, I think we'll throw some cups, and then we'll be able to probably hit up a lunch break.
Okay.
Yep. All right, let's get this mic put back up, and then what we'll do
So you
is
need to transfer back to the other mic?
I'll move. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to this mic, and then we'll go, and then I'm gonna do this camera. We'll move this camera to the wheel and set it up, and then we'll move, and then we'll cut the screen over, and then we'll do the next one. Yeah. So maybe. So what we could say is it'll take like we'll say it takes maybe 10 minutes or less. We'll get everything switched over, and then we'll get into some wheel throwing. I'll cut this one first.
Are you gonna
I'll
actually
cut
swap
my
cameras?
mic back on. Swap camera.
There it goes. Now we have sound.
Okay. All right. This one here. We appreciate everyone's patience. All of this is new, and right now we are just going with what we have available. And
What's interesting is another time with this particular profile, my camera again, I mean, my phone again, I think it's the iPhone thing. Like, your phone shows what's on the dual screen, and my phone is only keeping it in landscape, even in the portrait mode.
say what?
With this new profile you've made where it's more landscape oriented,
Uh-huh.
my phone, I don't know if it's because it's an iPhone, my phone is keeping it landscape, but even in the portrait mode. So I'll just show you.
Like it was yesterday.
Yes. So landscape. When I go to shorts,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. So that is in the feed, but yours does the whole screen, and this is my second day.
So mine is this way.
Yeah, but I found it normal in the shorts. If you go to
And
the
then if I
shorts,
go to the shorts, pause, live. And well, that could also be why our turnout was low. Yeah, so I don't know. We could set up our stream and then oh no, see now mine went this way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like yours does that. I think it's because it's an Android. It's the only thing I can think of is like mine is clearly in live portrait mode, but in this view, it just keeps it horizontal.
Caption quality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
You think it's, um, yeah, I don't know either.
You know, and it says our name right there already, throw at the flow, so I don't know how important the other stuff is.
Do you think it's something about this new profile that doesn't have the same settings that are compatible with YouTube sharing it?
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answers.
Me either.
Just takes research. All right. This is full, so let me do a small block. And this is off.
You gonna switch the camera?
All right, so you can see if that camera came back on.
Yes, it did. On that, let's see if the yes. Ready.
Okay, so that was good to see that that worked. All right, so do you want to stop it and try to go back to the other one?
Might be an idea. Let me think about how to transform. Okay. Everything seems good with cameras.
It may it may be good because then it may restart the stream.
Okay, I'll go ahead and stuff it. And do you want to officially say goodbye or anything?
Nope.